Hi guys, welcome back to another Warmachine unboxing video. I got this as a Father's Day gift and I'm only now getting around to actually opening it. It looks like it shouldn't be too big of a deal. So this is my first Mark IV Warmachine 120mm base model. Okay, so I got one. Oh my god, that is heavy too. I got 3 baggies and a base. Okay. There's actually a lot more weight in this than I thought there was going to be. Okay, might have some problems. My magnets might actually just fit into these grids. You can see there, it's a Steamforged game space. It's hard plastic. But I might have to do a lot of magnets under there to try and hold this big boy in place. So this is the Trikhymaerax. That just slid off the table, so I'm gonna have a look at this small box first. Man, the actual amount of weight in this is insane. Okay. Oh wow. This is actually way cooler than I thought it was. Okay, so I'm presuming this is one of the tail pieces. Okay, so got a small bit of support removal needed, but oh my god, this is crisp. Okay, so that's a tail option and it has a pre-sunk magnet hole, which is cool. Robotic arms, claws, these are gorgeous. Okay, so there's 1, 2, just the usual, a few little support removals needed. 3. These are absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I've got 3 arms there. I don't even know what this is. This is some sort of a spiker tail or stinger. Man, that is absolutely insane. This is similar to one that the Vipex has, I think. Very nice. Small bit of support removal in there. And it does have the, I don't know if you can see it in there. It does have a magnet hole in there, which is great. This is another tail option. Looks like it might be an armor piercing tail or something. And then we've some other kind of spiked tail. These are absolutely insane. And I'm going to presume this is another, this is some sort of poison tail. It's got like a poison drip on it. Look, there's a small bit of clean up in the gaps there. It's literally just running a hobby knife through. It's like removing flash off any other model you do, you know. It might take you a few minutes when you're assembling it to give it a bit of a clean there, like that. Nothing major. Okay, so that's the first small baggie. It's in here. Move the base out of the way. Oh, this is the heads. Oh, okay. You will actually stab yourself with some of these. They are pretty sharp. Okay, so this one has some sort of spike on the top of its head. Again, no major issues, but it looks maybe a little bit of cleaning up with some supports, but other than that, spot on. These are insane. Again, just a little bit of support removal required, but absolutely gorgeous otherwise. This one I think is absolutely deadly. It's got like smoke oozing out of its mouth as if it's breathing fire or huffing. Again, whopper head. Just a good bit of support clean up in here. Let's see if we can just grab that out. Okay, I'm going to actually so yeah, they all have interior mouth details, which is pretty cool. Doesn't mean I'm going to be confident enough and capable enough to get me brush in there nice and easy, so We'll see how we get on there. Love his mohawk as well. He looks cool. This thing here is absolutely tremendous. Megabyte or something. Has to be. Big maw. You can see his tongue there in the background. That's just an absolute mass of teeth. Absolutely deadly. I've been looking forward to this model for so long, and it is definitely not disappointing. There's so much going on in the physical model, it's hard to actually pick out the details. Jesus, it does not disappoint. And this one just looks evil. He's got lots of teeth as well. It's hard to think that these are like mechanoid dragons, do you know what I mean? Which is basically what they are. It's a fusion of organic and metallic components. But the heads are absolutely whopper. So I'm presuming we'll have the main bodies now in this big bag, and the rest of the arms that I needed to match it off. Oh wow, okay. Okay, maybe not. Oh my god. So that's one piece. You can hear me struggling here in the background because there's so many spikes on this thing. What the? Okay, so turns out that the model itself is actually the physical model is an absolute mass of pieces. So that there is basically okay. If it would sit a little better, there we go. That's basically it there. Oh my god, it's huge. What a beast. Okay, so the reason you only get 3 arms is because the rest of them are like tangled up in this mess of bodies. Oh my god, this is amazing. Okay, a little bit more clean up on this one than the other ones. You've got your pre-drilled magnet holes there. Just have a couple of supports and stuff to pop off across it, but oh my god, is this something else. I'm going to go and try and get it assembled, but I am going to do a little bit of a card breakdown on it. I'll just have a look through its card and some of its stats and rules. Man, I am looking forward to painting this. Okay, so we'll see in a second for the card breakdown. Okay guys, so this is something a little bit new for me. I'm going to use the Warmachine app on the laptop, and we're going to go through and have a look at the card for the Trikhymaerax. So into Khymera's Shadow Flame Shard. Okay. Okay guys, so we have the Trikhymaerax, Khymera, Gargantuan, Shadow Flame Shard, Warbeast. So field allowances too, I'm definitely going to get a second one because it's incredible. Point cost is 29, minimum 35 maximum. You've got 50 health boxes, so you have your spiral grid, mind, body, spirit. Okay, sorry, I'm using the trackpad here, and it's actually a little bit more sensitive than I remember. So Trikhymaerax is speed 6 for 120 mil base. That's pretty decent, I think. Math 6, Rat 6, Def 11. Understandably, it's huge. Arm 19, Fury 4. Similar issues what we had with the Archangel back in the Legion of Everblight days. Would have been better with Fury 5, but we'll see what the story is here when we go through its rules. And Threshold 10. Okay, guys. So we got the 120 mil base. We have Unstoppable, which means that this model does not have to forfeit its combat action when it advances or is placed out of one or more enemy models' melee ranges during its normal movement. Trample power attack, so spend 1, trample over all the models once you have a landing zone pretty much. Soulless does not generate a soul token. I'd like to not think that it'll come to a stage of needing to get into soul token things with this guy. I'd like him to live for every game I play him in. Pathfinder, headbutt power attack, so he can make headbutt power attacks. And then this one here, I thought it was construct originally, is actually dual attack, so he can make shooting and melee attacks, which is whopper. So hopefully he has the gun or the pistol rule, so he can fire in combat. So bulldoze, this is one of these 2 special rules, bulldoze and rapid healing. When this model is face to base with an enemy model during its normal movement, it can push that model up to 2 inches directly away from it. A model can be pushed by bulldoze only once per turn. Bulldoze has no effect on this model, makes it a trample power attack. Okay, so you can use that for some nice objective clearing. Rapid heal when this model is damaged by an enemy attack immediately after attack is resolved, move D3 damage points from it. So that's just innate. So whenever you shoot it or smack it, it just heals D3 every time. That's nice. So head options, we have two arcane heads. So one of them is Isle of Sight, which is cost 12, and that's going to give us a telekinetic burst. So range 8, rate of fire 1, power 14, and it's magical. Telekinetic slam on a direct hit. Target model slam D6 inches in the direction of your choice. Collateral damage is resolved at the power of this weapon. So that'll be at power 14. That's nice. And that also gives you the melee of bite. So it's range 3, which is nice. Power 17, which is really good. And then its animus that comes with that is cost 2, range 6. Force wall. Target friendly faction model or unit gains force barrier for 1 round. The model force barrier against +2 death against ranged attack rolls and gains resistance blast. That's really good. Okay. And then the other head we have is Many-Eyed Head. So no shooting attack on this one. Costs 9 points. It has Blessed and Magical. It's range 3, power 19, which is pretty decent in fairness. It's got Purgation. Gain additional die in attack and damage rolls with this weapon against models when enemy upkeep spell or animus on them. Nice. Okay. So that's additional, so you can still boost to get up to 4 dice. So, Purgation, gain additional die in attack and damage rolls with this weapon against models with an enemy upkeep spell or animus on them. So going into enemy war beasts or any unit or anything, you'd obviously want to be going into heavier targets or something like this. Not only are you going to ignore the animus or spell with the blessed, you're also going to gain a dice because of it. So you're up to 3 dice, power 19, and if you charged in, or you can boost for Fury, you're 4 dice, power 19, that's a whopper. Cost 2, range self. This is his animus, which is arcane dampening. The spellcaster gains magic static. Arcane dampening lasts 1 round. Spells cast by enemy models within 10 inches of a model with arcane dampening. Models suffer +1 cost and -3 range. Okay, very nice. I'm leaning towards the many-eyed head at the minute. Um, Ranged heads. So we have the flame head. No melee attack. It's just got immolating blast, which is crit fire and fire damage. Range 14, rate of fire 1, AoE 3, which is decent, and then it's POW 15, and then the blast damage is POW 10. That's actually pretty strong. We also have a frost head. Um, these are no cost heads. Sorry, I didn't mention that there. They don't cost anything. So we have pistol on this one and frost damage. So pistol meaning he can use it in combat. It's a spray 12, rate of fire 1, power 14. So it comes with crit freeze. On a critical hit, a model hit becomes stationary for 1 round, and as it has resistance cold, and then it has shatter. This model gains an additional die against stationary models. Interesting. So you'd want to be stationary, hitting something with a stationary action or spell prior to this guy going in. And again, you can get up to 4 dice on him, so you can boost. Onto okay, so that's the 2 range heads. Then we have melee heads, which are the bicorn, which comes with price of 6 points, and it gives piercing horns, range 3, power 18, and then critical armor piercing on a critical hit. When calculating damage from this head, half the base arm stats of the model hit. That is incredible. So you're you're gonna do a lot of damage with this guy. So I'm looking at him at the minute as well. I'm gonna need 2 of these, I think, just to try and run everything. Gulper head. I think this is the absolute monster mouth one. Granted Chomp. Okay, so this is what's called chomp, range 3, power 22, and consume. If this attack hits a small base non-leader model, model hit is removed from play. Oof. Okay, and the Gulper head is coming in at a cost of 8, so that's 6 heads. And then we're down to Arcane Tail, so this is the Force of the Tail options. So the Negation Tail is 0 cost. Arcane Negation, when an enemy model targets this model or another model within 3 inches of it with a spell, you can force this model to negate the spell. The negate spell does not take effect, but its cost remains spent. So you can really kill this thing up to screw with your opponent's spells and add cost and delete them pretty much, you know. Second one again, 0 points head, Arcane Void. When a model is targeted by an enemy spell within 5 inches of this model, the enemy spellcaster immediately suffers D3 damage points. If the enemy spellcaster is destroyed as a result of this damage, the spell does not take effect. Okay. Arcane Lash. It's a range 3, power 14 chain weapon with feedback. When this model damages a Warjack that's part of a battle group, the Warjack's controller suffers 1 damage point. That is a lot of stuff that you're going to be putting back on your opponent if you take that tail. So I'm pretty sure you have 3 head slots, 3 tail slots, because there's 3 snakes. So you could really kill this thing up to screw with your opponent's spells and do damage back to them. Okay, moving on now to the range tails. We have the Frost tail. Okay, I didn't mention this earlier on, sorry. We have resistance cold on the frost head and resistance fire on the flame head. That's granted. So on the range tails, we have the frost tail, which is a cost of 8, gives us immunity cold or resistance cold. Sorry, granted icy wind. So this is a pistol weapon with cold damage, so we can use it in melee. It's range 14, which is huge. Rate of fire 2 and power 13. So Storm Chiller, enemy model's hit can be pushed D3 inches directly away from this model. On a critical hit, the model hit becomes stationary for 1 round unless it has resistance cold. I mean, that's pretty good in itself. You got 2 shots of that, so you could stationary 2 models a turn if you're fishing for the crit, which is still pretty good. Arcane Tails, sorry. Okay, so after the Frost Tail, we have the Spined Tail, which is a cost of 9. So Spine Volley is a shooting attack. It's range 12, rate of fire 1, AoE 3. You're coming in with a power 14 and a power 10 on the blast damage. So volume fire, gain +1 to attack and damage rolls with this weapon against medium base models, and +2 to attack and damage rolls against larger base models. So if you're going large, 80 mil, Colossal, you're getting +2 to attack and damage rolls against them models when you're shooting with this one, which will be very good. It's only rate fire 1, which is fine. You're power 14, so you're probably dice off 5, dice off 6, and a lot of stuff when you're shooting into it. So the +2 to attack and damage rolls, that'll bump you up to a power 16. Um, well, look, you can look at it as plus power added to the dice. But either way, it's going to help you out there. Interesting. And then we have 2 melee tails, which will be the barbed tail for a cost of 6 points. It's got range 3, power 15. It's a chain weapon, and it's got critical pitch. On a critical hit against a model with an equal or smaller base, the model hit can be thrown d6 inches directly away from this model. The power of collateral damage is equal to the power of this attack, which is just power 15. That's really good. So you have a lot of tools in this model here, depending on how you build it up. You can stationary models, you can push models, and you can throw models away, which is it's going to take a lot of thinking of how I want to play this, and depends on what cast you're going to go with as well. So the last tail is the melee tails stinger, which I think is the one that's dripping the poison. It's a cost of 6. It's got toxic sting, which is a range 3, power 15 chain weapon, and weaken. A living enemy model hit with this weapon suffers -2 death and -2 to its melee attack damage rolls for 1 round. Uh, Look, if you are going after larger stuff for cavalry units and stuff like that, it could be beneficial. Um, It is model hit, not unit, so you'd only be on one model if you went into a larger unit of five guys. But still, could be situational. Um, don't know how I feel about that one, but that is the overview on him. Now, caster wise, I'm thinking Kyrax for this guy. So Kyrax has Alpha Hunter. Warbeast in this model's battle group beginning their activations in its control range can run, charge, or make power attacks without being forced. When this model destroys one or more enemy models during its activation, Warbeast in its battle group beginning their activations in its control range gain +2 speed and math for one turn. So the reason I'm thinking of taking the Trikhymaerax with Kyrax is Kyrax goes in, absolutely obliterates a model in a unit or solo or whatever. Okay, never mind, he's got cleave and repo and all the rest of it. But he's gonna give +2 speed to the Trikhymaerax, which will mean it's speed 8 now. So you're charging 11 inches with 3-inch reach on most of your attacks in melee, which will be a 14-inch threat. You're up to mat 8, and with the fact that the Trikhymaerax only has 4 Fury stat, you don't need to spend one to charge. Okay, which is going to be great. And then his feat is mightn't benefit the Trikhymaerax as much. Friendly faction warrior models within Kyrax's control range gain +2 bonus to melee attack rolls. Additionally, when a friendly faction model destroys or removes from play one or more enemy models that attack within its control range, after the attack is resolved, one friendly faction warrior model within his control range immediately advance up to 2 inches and make a basic melee attack. A model can only advance an attack as a result of avalanche steel once per game. So looking at the Trikhymaerax there, you can push stuff out of the way into your Trikhymaerax is going to be setting up a lot of charges and stuff and stationary some of the bigger targets or the higher depth targets that might be hard for your infantry to get to. And then you can use Kyrax's feet to get your infantry up to do a lot of damage, using the Trikhymaerax kind of as a centerpiece to push, pull stationary models left, right, and center, and obviously do a lot of damage to them and weaken them up. Okay, so Lilith, she has Field Marshal, Run and Gun, cohort models, which the Trikhymaerax will be. In this model's battle group gain Run and Gun. Run and Gun at the end of its activation, if this model destroyed one or more enemy models with range attacks, that activation it make full advance. Fairly sure it's not going to come into effect on Trikhymaerax because 120mm models can't activate outside of activation. Wins a change. Enemy models currently within Lilith's control range suffer -2 RAP for 1 round and may be pushed 2 inches directly away from this model in the order you choose. Enemy models activating in Lilith's control range lose flight for 1 turn. So look, Trikhymaerax not going to benefit a whole pile from Lilith um, Slipstream when the spellcaster, yeah, so you can't even cast that on the Trikhymaerax to try and tag something. Nixian then, not a lot there that's going to help the Trikhymaerax. I think Nixian likes to kind of play more infantry heavy than beast heavy. Rasic, he has this model, battle plan, sorry, the model can use one of the following battle plans. While in this model's control range and base race with one or more models in this battle group, for any faction warrior models gain +2 arm can't be knocked down. Warrior model, precision strike. Okay, so there's not a lot there. Maybe the precision strike there, giving them why within 10 inches model friendly models ignore other friendly models and determine line of sight. Friendly models can advance through other friendly models within 10 inches of this model if they have enough movement to move completely past it. Situationally, it'll help the Trikhymaerax if you've boxed it in with your units. Wall of Flying, friendly faction models gain extended defensive strike and Repo 3, Wall of Fines, last one round. Once per turn, when the enemy model advances into and ends its movement or is placed in the melee range of model with defensive strike, the model with defensive strike can immediately make one basic melee attack at the end of the model unit. Look, the only thing you're getting out of Rasic for him there is the defensive strike. It'd be great if you had the armor piercing head or the critical armor pierce. I can't remember what it is now. If Rasic had dropped his feet and then something moved into range of Trikhymaerax, he just obliterated it. And then his feet, friendly faction. So when a friendly faction model in spellcaster drawing straight on the mark, maybe that's actually on one cohort model in the spell group, innocent drawings advance up to 3 inches. So look, Rasic's not going to do a lot for the Trikhymaerax. Shirish. Field Marshal Pro cohort models as well as battle group game Pro. Don't think it's going to matter for the Trikhymaerax. The Dark Silence. While in Shire's control range, friendly faction models gain concealment and dodge. Yeah, look again, I don't think it's going to be very beneficial for Trikhymaerax. It's out of activation. Friendly shared locked-ins models gain fly high. Okay, so he's not giving a lot out there. Blood Moon. Friendly faction one directs his model ability to throw range at attackers. All the attack as if it's a critical hit. Valix might be the guy to Valix or Kyrax might be the guys to run with the Trikhymaerax because he'll trigger all of your crits on your weapons during his feat turns. That could be massively beneficial. So your crit pitch, your crit freeze, your crit fire, all of that stuff is going to be activated on his feat turn. But that is it for this one, guys. I'm gonna go and spend the next 3 or 4 hours trying to put this thing together and magnetize it, and then we'll see it in the next one. Maybe it'll be painted, maybe it won't. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.